Hi, Dr. Bernard. My name is Maryellen Stamos, and I want to thank you for watching my video today. I'm a cardiac rehab nurse, and I work in Palo Alto, California. I have two reasons that have brought me to this point. One is a personal reason, and the other one is a professional reason. I became aware of T. Colin Campbell and Dr. Esselstyn for reasons of trying to lower my cholesterol. I've been following American Heart Association diet and also taking a statin, and my cholesterol not getting below 150. And I really wanted to try to do that. So for about a year now, I've been doing a whole food plant-based diet and have lost 15 pounds, and my cholesterol is reaching 150. So I'm very happy about that. And on a professional level, I help supervise many patients that have cardiac problems, and they're really committed to the exercise piece of it, but they seem to be not able to do their diet as well as they'd like to, and they range in age between 50 and 90. Also in that group we have diabetics and people who are battling cancer. So I've been trying my best to help them, and I am that nurse that is always speaking whole food plant-based. I actually did a PowerPoint on Dr. Esselstyn's study, and it was received very, very well. A lot more questions about, wow, I can get my calcium from other sources other than milk, and I don't need to eat meat to get my protein, and giving them all the numbers and really changing minds on that. And also I mentioned your book to our diabetic support group, How to Reverse Diabetes, which was very well received also. So I chose this recipe today from the China Study Cookbook. It's called Lemon Tahini Quinoa Salad. I have two reasons. Actually, I have three reasons. For when I look at a recipe, I look for a recipe that's easy, nutritious, and delicious. And not always in that order. I'm very busy. My patients are very busy. They're older for the most part. They don't have the time or the energy, nor do they want to fuss in the kitchen. So this I really like for the summertime. It's what I'm going to bring in tomorrow as a sample of the food for CTF, because we are going to start a 28-day challenge at CTF coming September, and we're trying to get them interested. So as you can see here, I have some quinoa, and I like to use the multicolored one. I just think it looks really pretty. And it's just a matter of putting in what we have here. I have about 1.5 cups of tomatoes. I like cherry tomatoes. I like the taste of that. So I put that in. And we also have about 1.5 cups of broccoli. He calls for a cup. I go a little more on it because I like it. So I put 1.5 cups, and that's what I like about these recipes. You can go a little bit more on the veggies. It's fine. It calls for a whole can of chickpeas, and I buy organic as much as possible. So there's a whole can of chickpeas in there. There's 1/2 of a red onion. So go ahead and put that in. And then I have 1 yellow pepper and 1 red pepper, and finely chopped. I put that in also. What a lot of patients will ask me, and the dietitian too, well, Maryellen, where do you get your calcium? Where do you get your protein? And you know, I love to tell them that in a cup of quinoa, you can get 8 grams of protein. And there's actually 3% calcium there. And there is also some iron. There's like 3% iron. And in the chickpeas, we have protein in that. In a cup of that, we have 15 grams. And we have 8% calcium in there. So in broccoli too, all of these foods have fiber in them. None of them have cholesterol. And that's the main thing for these cardiac patients, that they can feel really good about what they're eating and get satisfied with that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the dressing. So I have 1/4 cup of tahini, which is sesame seed paste. You can buy that at any store. I like to shop at Whole Foods and Trader Joe. So I'm putting that in here. I also have 2 tablespoons of hot water already in there. Okay. The recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon or lime. I've chosen lime today. So I've cut it already and I just squeeze that in. People are always very amazed when I tell them that there's calcium in some of the foods that they just didn't think there was. And I'm always wanting to educate my patients for the best possible reasons for making them healthier. And I know it's made me healthier. So I'm very happy about that. So anyway, I'm putting in some maple syrup. The maple syrup, it calls for a sweetener. I've chosen maple syrup just because I like it. And I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of that in here. So we have 2. 1, 2. Also, I have a teaspoon of garlic powder. And I'm pretty good at eyeing things, so I'm just going to eye it. My spoon is already wet, so I'm just not going to. That's about, and I'm okay if we're a little over on the garlic. And let's see, I think that's it. So then we just whisk this together, and this is our dressing. I made this last night, and it was great for dinner. And I also love this recipe because you can make it the day that you make it, and you can also have it the next day, which is a plus in my book. So it's one meal and it can serve 2 times. So I'm going to put this on here right now. And you can see it kind of looks kind of peanut buttery. If you didn't want that, I guess you could add a little more water to it. Okay, now I'm going to just stir this up. As you can see, there's a lot in here. I'm going to be bringing this into CTF. I'm doing 2 exercise classes. Every meal that I've brought in this week and every week that I go in is very well received. I've made a lot of things from the China study book and from your book and Dr. Esselstyn's book and his son's book. I also especially like Kathy Preston. I like some of her recipes, but I find they're a little bit more involved. So for my CTF people, this is it. So I thank you very much for watching my video and inspiring me to spread the word about a whole food plant-based diet. Thank you so much.